Powered by the Montana Television Network. This is Montana This Morning from Montana's news leader.
Well, good morning and thanks for joining us today. I'm Justine Stewart.
And I'm Louis George. Hopefully having a good start to your Tuesday. Kind of cool out there, but overall not a bad start.
No, not too bad at all. Not too cold. And I know we've got some kind of nice days ahead of us instead of just some cloudy weather. We'll have some sunshine.
Yeah, we'll have some sunshine. And it looks like, Justine, what we're going to do is actually get about 3 days of 70-degree weather. Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. Then by the weekend, we're going to bring in another chance of some rain and high elevation snow once again. So we'll be talking about that as we roll throughout the morning here. Let's go ahead and talk about your forecast headlines, because the one thing that changed from yesterday is this low pressure system still looks to be a bit stronger than what we were previously thinking. So first, seasonably warm. That's today, temperatures at or slightly below average. Now building high pressure, that's still going to be right over top of us tomorrow. So we're going to talk about 70s rolling in on Wednesday, and then low pressure with the cooler temperatures, and then rain chances roll in for the weekend. Here's a quick look at your temperatures for today. Overall, not too bad. Temperatures, like I mentioned, right at or slightly below average, with 63 in Missoula and Hamilton, 65 Kalispell, 64 in Polson.
It appears a last-ditch effort by Republicans to repeal and replace Obamacare about to fail now. There are at least 4 Republican senators who say they will not support it, with all Democrats against the measure. 3 Republicans voting against the bill will sink it. This after a day of protests on Capitol Hill, where 181 people, many in wheelchairs, were arrested speaking out against the new Graham-Cassidy bill. Hannah Doba has the latest.
Susan Collins from Maine last night became the latest Republican senator to say she will not support the Graham-Cassidy health care repeal bill, meaning there are now enough votes to kill the measure.
The bill clearly opened the door to weakening the protections for people with pre-existing conditions.
One of the other Republican holdouts got a unique message of thanks from his constituents. A plane flew over the NFL's Monday Night Football game in Arizona. Behind it, a banner that read, "McCain, thanks for protecting our care."
We campaigned in the last November elections that we would repeal and replace.
That is part of a 6.5-minute video President Trump posted on Twitter. Above it, he wrote a few of the many clips of John McCain talking about repealing and replacing Obamacare. My oh my, has he changed? Complete turn from years of talk. McCain is among those concerned about the bill's cuts to Medicaid. The measure's co-sponsor, South Carolina's Lindsey Graham, said during a health care debate last night on CNN that Medicaid, left unchecked, is financially unsustainable.
If we don't turn this around now, we're going to leave a country that's completely and utterly bankrupt.
The nonpartisan Congressional Budget Office found the new health care proposal would cut $1 trillion to Medicaid between now and 2026. Hannah Doba, CBS News.
The Congressional Budget Office also says the bill would cause millions of people to lose their Medicaid coverage, though it would save $133 billion over 10 years. Republicans have until Saturday to rally the votes they need for that bill to pass. All eyes are on the United States and North Korea as their leaders engage harsh words and name-calling. The Pentagon says if North Korea does not stop provoking the U.S., it will make sure President Trump is given options to deal with the country. North Korean leaders say they are ready for war. Montana U.S. Senator Steve Daines recently returned from a security and trade mission to South Korea and Taiwan. During the trip, he visited the Korean demilitarized zone at the North Korean border and a South Korean island near the border. According to the senator's office, he participated in a classified strategic briefing and spoke with South Korea's defense minister.
The North Korean regime presents a grave threat to the United States and to the entire world. We need to do all we can to apply economic and diplomatic pressure on the North Koreans, but all options are on the table.
During the trip, Senator Daines also met with leaders in Taiwan to discuss expanding wheat, beef, and coal exports to that country. According to Daines' office, Taiwan is Montana's 3rd largest export market in Asia. One man was injured after a bear attack during a hunting trip in the Twin Creek area along the east side of the Hungry Horse Reservoir over the weekend. The Region 1 Wildlife Human Attack Response Team with Montana Fish, Wildlife and Parks are investigating that incident, and they did not specify what kind of bear was responsible for that attack. They do know that the victim was an adult male who was hunting with a friend near Spotted Bear River on Sunday morning. Initial reports reveal this was a surprise encounter in a very brushy area.
They fired at the bear and it ran off. That's really about all I know. Exactly who was doing all the shooting, I don't know. So they're collecting the information, just trying to get a clear picture as to what actually happened.
There are no reports to the extent of that man's injuries, but he was taken to a hospital by his hunting partner. The incident remains under investigation. 2 more small earthquakes rattled the Lincoln area. The first, a magnitude 3.5, which struck just before 3 a.m. Monday, and a second 2.9 magnitude quake was recorded about 45 minutes later. Both were about 10 miles southeast of Lincoln. One person reported to the U.S. Geological Survey that they did feel the earthquake as far away as Ennis. There have been no reports of any damage. Both earthquakes were in the same general area as that 5.8 magnitude quake that hit the area July 6th. That earthquake was the strongest recorded in Montana in decades. Near Corvallis, thousands of pounds of apples are being picked as the McIntosh apple harvest wraps up. Since the early 1900s, one orchard has been growing quality fruit that is often pressed into popular ciders. MTN's Augusta McDonald has that story.
The orchard air smells like fresh apples. The owner of Swanson's Orchard says the Bitterroot Valley has a unique growing climate.
As these apples are ripening, it's warm days and cool nights, and that makes for a better quality apple when it's ripening, no matter what variety, but in this case, McIntosh. And so McIntosh that are grown in other areas always ripen earlier in hotter weather, and they just don't have that flavor. When you grow fruit at a higher elevation, it becomes firmer and sweeter fruit.
McIntosh apples make up 50% of the Swanson's annual apple harvest. Although smoke and rain did affect their crop this year, all of these fruits will be picked early this week.
We had inundated with smoke, which held back the crop, and then we had the rain, which was well needed, but it came about a week later than I wished it would have, because it held us up from getting the harvest done. So we're completing it, but we're completing it a few days later than anticipated.
Swanson's Orchard grows 30 varieties of apples. Their respective harvest times begin in the summer. They're sent across Montana by the bushel, and people can buy them by the pound in local grocery stores. Reporting near Corvallis, I'm Augusta McDonald for MTN News.
Swanson's is making plans to press apples into cider in the next couple of weeks. The Swanson's, along with many other vendors, will be featuring their apple products at the Hamilton Apple Day on October 7th. All right, let's send it on over to Lewis now this morning. He's got your weather on the 8th now.
All right, thank you, Justine. Some apple pie, got them pumpkin. It starts to feel like fall out there. And then another thing, which starts to feel like fall, get the leaves starting to change on the trees. So this was sent in to us by Sherry. You can see, starting to get some yellows here on the trees there. Love this fall time of year, and as the colors start to change, the nights get cooler, we just know that fall, well, it's right here now, and then winter's just around the corner. And we are going to see, though, a nice fall-like next couple of days, really pushing into tomorrow, Thursday, and Friday. Temperatures right at or above normal. Then we're going to bring in another chance of some cooler weather rolling in for the weekend. We'll talk more about that here in just a second. First, though, here's your Doppler network. We have some rain showers still off to our east. This is for parts of the Midwest, rolling up through Missouri, Iowa, up to Minnesota, Wisconsin, and Michigan. Now, this is the same system that brought us the rain last week. It's a slow-moving system. As it's continuing to slide east, we're still getting the clouds on the backside of this, and then a few light rain showers popping up as well. Remember, we had a few light showers yesterday. There's about a 20% chance of seeing a shower again today. Very little rain, though, is expected with these. Here's a few light showers falling around St. Ignatius and Seeley Lake this morning. We'll keep cloudy to mostly cloudy skies today, and then by tomorrow, that's where we're going to see the sunshine return, because we're going to get this sliding off to the east, which is continuing to bring us cooler weather. Here comes the warm ridge by Thursday. We're going to see temperatures in the 70s, and then what we're then going to be watching is another trough building in by the weekend. So this is going to roll in, it looks like Friday night, stick with the Saturday and Sunday, cooler temperatures, another chance of rain and high elevation snow. And then long term, well, it looks like enjoy those 70-degree temperatures rolling in tomorrow, because it looks like we're going to keep just cooler weather in for next week, keeping these highs below average, mostly in the 50s and lower 60s. So if you like those 70s, try to get out and enjoy them, because I think they're going to be short-lived with this cooler weather pattern once again taking place by the weekend. Here's your 7-day forecast for Kalispell. 65 today, 70 Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday, and there's 50s and 60s with scattered showers rolling in Saturday, Sunday, and Monday. Missoula 63 today, 70 Wednesday and Thursday, 74 Friday, 59 on Saturday, 50s again Sunday and Monday.
All right, well, thanks, Lewis. Not looking too bad. And make sure you stick around, because we're right back with much more coming up after the break. But first, here's some birthday shout-outs for you this morning.